Now I'm not going to be turning the machine on for this. I just have it in standby mode so that I can get the red light out of it, so you can actually see where the thing is shining. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go over the stand here. I've got it right now just set up to just go basically straight horizontal, right? So if I get the, if I want it to look better, do it like that and do it like that. And there we go. So now that's going to go straight horizontal. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little mirror. It's just, you know, this would be a trick you'd do in the bathroom, right? If you wanted to see something behind you, you'd use a small mirror and then a mirror on the wall, and then you'd be able to see behind you. So I'm just going to turn this straight on here, and we're going to see where this would be on my back. And what I've got here is a massage table, and I just put the mirror up here. It's just real straightforward to do this. You can see the mirror's right here, and you can see it's real thin, and I can tell where it is on my back. So you see that? So if I had tightness between the shoulder blades, I mean, this is what I could do. Now, I'm about 1.5 feet away, so if I turn around here, you should be able to see that the laser is quite a distance away from me. So it's about 1.5 feet. I just want you to see that. So I'm standing, my back's about here when I'm standing, so that distance there is the distance I'm getting. And I have the aperture opened up as wide as it can go, so it's nice and wide versus the narrow one. It's a three position. Basically, you can have it 3 different, if it's real zoomed in, medium, or zoomed out. And so I can go here and I can put it on the spot I want, and then boom, hit the trigger, which is a foot pedal, and the laser turns on, and you'll hear it start beeping. You don't see anything different. You just still see the red light because this laser is an infrared at 1064 nanometers, which is not visible. And so, you know, I can either move left and right here to get different spots, or I can, you know, just sway back and forth to get different areas. Or if I just want to, you know, just kneel down a little bit more, spread my legs out a little further apart, I can go up a little higher, or I can literally go change the lens. So this obviously only works for small distance changes here. So if I really want to change things, let's just say I'm gonna put the mirror down. Let's just say I wanted to get my neck. Okay, I'd put it a little bit higher up here, having going straight in, if that's what I wanted. I'll just go up a little bit, and we'll see where that goes on my neck. And there we are. This is it's a little higher. Well, that'd actually be suboccipital area. So, you know, move it in such a way you're not gonna get yourself here. There we go. So now I can see it. Now I would then hit the trigger, right? And so that's how you can get the, you know, the neck area. And if you want a little bit lower in the neck, because most doctors have that C7, T1 area that's just stuck. Okay, I guess I'm a tad lower than that right now. But you get, you see what I'm saying? So you can just reach all this. And with those settings and with a super pulse laser, the stuff changes. The muscles just start letting go, and it is the most amazing thing that I never actually thought was possible. But this laser, the Lumix Q, with you know, the super pulse and the high output power is just it's a miracle machine. And they do have the Lumix 110 as well, and you could do the same thing here. It would just take longer because it doesn't have as much power, and it's only 110 watt super pulse versus the 41,000 I have right now. But still, that 110 watt super pulse is an amazing laser. There's just nothing else I've seen like it. But this type of thing here works really well with a Q, and highly suggest it. So I can obviously do this with a low back as well. I would just move it down. I mean, this isn't rocket science, right? So let's move it down and bring the thing back up and start working down the lumbar spine. Obviously, if you want to go lower, so here's my L5 right here. Okay, and you can't really tell because the lens is in the way, but it's a few inches lower. So I'd have to, let's see, get my, there's L5. So I'd have to go a little lower to get down there, and then sacrum. Anyway, but you understand what I'm saying, and you can sway. Now the other thing to do, which is real nice, because like if you're doing traps on people, and this is more for patient care, you know, if you're doing this part, you can get this prone. This person face down on a massage table, but when it comes to some of this stuff up in here, you really got to do it with the person more vertical, because the shoulders, the arms pull the shoulders down and then adds the tension, and you want to come like straight in like this, versus, you know, having them prone and trying to, it's just harder to do. So I'll show you a way I do it on people. So I've just got this mirror down here, and I'm going to show you how I do it on myself, because I wouldn't put patients down on their knees. I'd have them just sit in a chair. But if I'm doing this myself, I just want to do it like this. I've gone on a chair too, no problem. But you can do this like this. And I gotta move this over here so we can see it. Let's do it this way. And here you go. So you just can work it. So I would turn it on and just scan. Now I'm a little close here, so if I left it in one spot, maybe after a minute it might start getting a little warm, but I like this because then I can just move around anyway. And I can move around real slow. If I had it, like this close, if I had the laser head really close, I'd have to I'd have to go faster. But the other thing too that's interesting to note is that I've never seen a laser go through clothing as well as this one. And you say, well, that's insane. But there are times you want to go through clothing because it's just either embarrassing or it's due to customs, or if people have you want to go through the clothing. And lighter clothing, thinner and more porous is obviously better. But this laser, it's just incredible that it can just go through that stuff as well as it can. And how you know is because it doesn't build up a lot of heat. So if you have it on cloth and the cloth is really heating up, that means the cloth is absorbing a lot of that energy, right? With this laser, you just don't see that very much. It's just really nice how it'll go through clothing better than any laser I've ever seen. Now it's best obviously if there's no clothing, no impediments to the laser light getting to the skin, right? But there are times that's very handy. And so anyway, I'm showing it here, just stay dressed. I mean, who cares? And if I'm actually on the skin or not, I'm not doing treatments, I'm just showing you. But this is how you can go about doing this. And chiropractors, I'm telling you, man, even if you're retired, you might want to get one of these machines because it'll make your life so much more comfortable. And why not be retired and have something you can do to treat yourself whenever you want without having to go to a colleague and get treated. If you wake up at 1 in the morning and something's bothering you, just go laser it, right? And so I know doctors that have done this. They're retired and they still buy a laser for themselves just to treat themselves and their family. So anyway, I think that's about it that I have to cover. If you have any questions, by all means, type them out in the comments below, or feel free to give me a call. I'll put my name and basic information on the video here so you can give me a call. And love to chat about this stuff. It's very fun to talk about. So again, I haven't had the laser on during any of this time. That's why I'm not wearing any eye protection or anything. I just so I can see where this is going, and have a conversation with you without glasses on. It's like it's no big deal. So like I say, this is just the standby mode for this. But this is all I would do is just move around, and I might bring it down and go more horizontally, and horizontally into my neck this way. But if I was working on a patient, I wouldn't do that. I would actually have them down on their side on a table with a multi-level pillow, so where I can pull out layers and get the height just perfect for them, so they can lay there very comfortably for a long period of time. And then I have the laser coming straight in here. Now here's some examples of what you can do with this. So let's say, for example, people, they've got so much tension here, and it's right at the scaling origins in the neck, right? So origin insertion is just these spots where the scalenes come up and attach to the transverse processes here, and then you got the longest coli deep in, you got the longest capitis, which is almost like a continuation of the scalenes going up here. These things can feel like bone on people. They are so hard. In the laser light, if you just let that soak on an area, and you'll get quite a diameter here if you have this thing 1.5 feet away, to where the person barely feels any heat, or they just feel a nice warmth. They're comfortable, and you'll get a large area of treatment here, and you'll feel those areas that feel like bone start to loosen up. And there's nothing I've ever seen ever be able to do that besides laser therapy, because laser therapy goes after the chemical problems that are causing the tight muscles in the first place. And I have other videos talking about the rigor mortis effect, right? That's happening in people's muscles, and their muscles are literally in a form of rigor, which means stiffness. Now they don't have to be dead to have this. They can actually be very much alive, and their muscles are just so rock hard. And there's just you can't massage them loose, you can't adjust them loose, you got to laser it loose, because lasers fix a chemical problem in the muscles that are causing the contraction. And I have never seen anything else that can do that. So I think that's about it. So I'll leave my contact information here, and feel free to reach out to me. Again, my name is Dr. Jeff Aberle, and thank you for watching.